Hi guys, I am your teacher Jorge, and today I'll show you what is an argumentative essay, an example of an argumentative essay, and how to start writing one by doing some brainstorm. Although, while I am explaining you the argumentative essay, I'll be doing a draft that will help you to know how to start writing an essay. So let's start. This is the presentation that I will upload in a minute to Google Classroom. We hadn't the time to do this last class, but okay, let's start. As I told you, an argumentative essay is made to persuade other people, and what makes this different from others is that you have to use real information. You have to use real facts. It's not just something from your imagination as the descriptive article, but something from real life. And what do I mean to persuade? To persuade is to convince somebody of something. For example, you want to convince some people that women doesn't have the same opportunities as men, as we discussed last class. Okay, tips. What you have to take in account when you are writing an essay. Okay, since you are trying to convince a person who disagrees with you, you have to take in account which are their reasons. You have to take in account which are his or her reasons to disagree with you, so that you can be more able to persuade him or her. Also, you have to choose only 2 or 3 arguments. You can write too many reasons in a single essay, and more importantly, you can't select too many arguments because you only have like 300 words to explain yourself. And to justify your ideas is like to develop your reasons. For example, I may say, I think that women doesn't have the same opportunities as men because there are some jobs where I can find women, like being a carpenter. And then I have to justify this. Like, well, I looked to the labor statistics and I found that only 10% of carpenters are women. So women doesn't have the same opportunities as men because there are too few women working as carpenters. Okay, so as I tell you, you have to write a set of reasons to support your opinion. You can just say, okay, I think that women have the same opportunities as men just because I say so. I know that I use this reason very often in class, but you should sometimes you should ask myself, okay, why you say so? Which is your reason to say that we are not doing that way? You have to be skeptic. That means that you have to make questions, and this is very important when writing an essay. Now, which are the parts of an argumentative essay? You already knew this. These are the introduction, the main part, and the conclusion. What is different here is that the introduction has something called the thesis. The thesis is your main statement, is your point of view, is what you think about the topic. For example, I have this topic. Exams doesn't help students to learn more. This is my thesis statement, that exams are useless to improve students' process of learning. And in the main part, I will write 2 or 3 arguments, and in the conclusion, I will write again my thesis and state why my thesis is correct. Now, okay, this is something that you should already know, that you want to show that you are more correct, or that your opinion is correct or more truthful than others, so other people have to agree with you. Now, the introduction has three parts: the hook, background, and the thesis. The hook can be an example or a story about the topic, which will make your text more interesting. And okay, the background is what has happened, with the topic. And finally, the thesis is your statement. For example, I have this topic that I was thinking about, which is this. Let's see. The topic. Oh my god, this is black. I will use green because this Saturday is St. Patrick's Day. So do not forget to bring your stuff next class. The topics is exams and student learning. So this is my introduction, isn't it? So I need to write a hook. A hook. A hook here is for those interested in improving their diets and the environment. Say goodbye to eating chicken, fish, and beef. Okay, I don't know if this grabs readers' attention, but I'm thinking about maybe some news that you found on the internet. For example, last year, a research from Cambridge University showed that children who do 15% more exams than the average have poorer scores. Okay, this is my hook. So when you start reading this, I will get your attention. And this is the background. The background has to answer these three questions. What is the issue at hand? The issue at hand is that children are doing more exams each year, and apparently they are not learning more. Then the hookers. Well, parents care because children are more stressed because of constant assessment of, let's say, of weekly assessments. Now finally, why is it important? Well, it's important. The purpose of school is to make students to learn, not to be stressed. And finally, here goes my thesis. My thesis is my statement. So my statement is that exams are bad for student learning. So this will be kind of your introduction paragraph. Remember that what I'm using here is information that is not true. I didn't found this research from Cambridge University, but you can find some facts on the internet. You can check the Washington Post, the New York Times, BBC News, or maybe you can check some news from Mexico and then translate into English, but I don't recommend you that. Also, remember, you are kids, you don't have to use sophisticated facts and sophisticated research. So just try to check some news and put things that seems to be real. Even if they are not real, okay, that will be a good try of yourselves to write an argumentative essay. Now, what is an argument? Okay, an argument is a reason. A reason will be students are more stressed because of exams, and the higher level of stress makes students have a better performance on their grades. This is a reason, this is an argument, and I can add some real facts. Like a research from Berkeley University found that people who are stressed do better in their daily activities, that is jobs and school. But you can use personal knowledge or anecdotes. I don't know, maybe personal knowledge, like your experience, could be kind of valuable. And also, this is kind of for advanced students, so do not worry too much about this. But you have to refute the argument of the opposing view, because maybe teachers agree that exams helps you to be more intelligent, but they really don't. So you may refute this, like, even though teachers think that exams do good for students, the evidence and the facts shows the opposite. Now, you are saying that even though these people think this, the facts, the evidence, the science tells that they are wrong, and this is a way to prove that you are right. Now, the conclusion. Okay, you have to rewrite why this topic is critical and how your arguments will help making things better. Okay, in my case, why trying to convince that exams are bad for student learning is important? Well, in my conclusion, I will write something like this. Now, let's see, this is my conclusion. And okay, why this topic is critical and how my arguments will help me making things better. Okay, conclusion, like as it is presented in this text. I know. Exams are bad for student learning. Students who are stressed, who lacks of self-confidence, and who feel that are constantly evaluated do poorly either exams or their class. So this is like something I have proved in my essay, that children who have these conditions do poor in their exams, which is the opposite that some teachers may think, and how my arguments will make things better. Like if the Department of Education listen to my voice, or voice of the scientists, they should know that they have to I don't know, they have to take away the exams from the curriculum. So how my essay or my arguments are trying to make things better? Well, because maybe I will convince the Minister of Education or the principal of the school, and they will do something so that they make you do less exams, and then you will feel less stress, then you will have more time for free play, and then you will have more time to learn other things rather than just studying to the exams. I know this is kind of ironic because I'm making you study for the written assignment, but well, we are trapped in this school. And this is the conclusion. Well, guys, I will stop this video right here. I will do a second one because this is going to stop anytime soon.